Hey, this is Pastor Dave, and this is your Monday Mojo. Hope you had a great weekend and a great Father's Day. So it is the big day. Yep, it's here. Game 5. Got to win it. Got to get it. Although you still have another chance. Anyway, yesterday I said that if you were listening to the sermon, that you'd get to find out a little bit more about something in the Monday Mojo. So this is a kind of a classic Monday Mojo, but it's really a intentional Monday Mojo. Yesterday I was talking about questions, and I was talking about children. I was talking about a study that was done that shows that the children as preschoolers have connections going on in their mind because they're asking so many questions, to the order of 1 quadrillion synaptic connections going on in their brains. Unbelievable. But then as we go through life, that changes. And so it said that when they got to the preschool, it started to drop off, the number of connections, the number of questions. Got to elementary school, it fell off a cliff, and it just keeps falling off. And one of the theories that I said I would tell you about today was that the reason that children stop asking so many questions when they get to the preschool environment, which you would think would have been a great place, lots of other kids asking questions, a teacher, is because there is a lack of familiarity with the surroundings. They aren't comfortable. At home, they were comfortable with parents. They knew they could ask these questions. They were comfortable with the surroundings, and they could ask away. But when they got into the preschool environment, it wasn't as comfortable as it was at home. So that's one of the theories. And it got me thinking, we have a God who I am sure, is absolutely 100% okay and approving of us coming to him with all kinds of questions. Because as the study said, children ask these questions because they admit, I don't know the answer. And there is so much about this life, so much about this world, so much about relationships, so much about our bodies, so much about spirituality, so much about God that we just don't know. And so questions are appropriate. And we have a God that welcomes that. However, sometimes I feel like we find ourselves in situations or environments where we just aren't comfortable asking those questions. If you find yourself in that kind of an environment and that's your main spiritual environment, I would advise you move out of that one and find a better spiritual environment where you can sit down with God and feel comfortable asking questions, any question, because he is your Father and he is willing to listen and he is willing to welcome any question. And the cool thing about God is that oftentimes, instead of just giving us an answer, just like Jesus modeled, he'll kind of lead us into an area where we think about it so that we might come to the conclusion ourselves. Anyway, that's what I was thinking when I read that about the children and the dropping off of the questions. I want to be in a place on a regular basis. I want to get to a place on a regular basis where I feel comfortable with God, asking whatever question it is that I might have. I hope you want to get to that place too, because I think that's a great way to live. Anyway, those are my thoughts. That's your Monday Mojo. Have a great week.